We return once again to Halifax Prime. Last week, the brave Human Defense Force defenders held out just long enough against the relentless Ork assault on Ork's Drift. However, in the south, the defenders of the spaceport stride out as we prepare for the largest battle of the war so far. As the sun blazed down on the ashen wasteland, the gallant HDF forces, along with the 13th Assault Company of the Battle Brothers, strode out to the spaceport to meet the Ork threat head-on. Fielding their own King Titan, Redemptionist Incarnate, these gallant defenders, along with a squad of the Battle Brothers, were hell-bent on destroying the Orks once and for all. But they would not be facing an easy host. With many a war machine and the great battle galley, the battle was on. Moving up, the great human assault tank rushed forward, pivoted its guns, and opened fire at the Gretchen artillery units. With an absolute unrelenting volley of machine gun and heavy battle cannons, it made short work of these emplacements, reducing them to naught but ash. The Battle Brother tank rumbled forward along the desert sand, taking aim at General Kill, firing its heavy laser cannons, and scoring a direct hit on the monstrosity. The great Ork fighter jet, the Sky Slugger, soared over the battlefield above, laying down a heavy barrage of machine gun fire against the battle tank, managing to score 2 wounds against this metal construct. The great battle galley powered up and trundled forward across the battlefield. Eyeing up the battle tank, it fired its heavy plasma cannon, scorching the machine, and then let loose a salvo of rockets which crashed onto the battlefield around it, reducing it to a mere 2 wounds and forcing the crew to become shaken.
"We've taken too much fire, sir!"
The great Titan lumbered out of the gatehouse and made ready its great cannons. Targeting the Gargant, it unloaded with everything it had, blasting a great salvo of rockets, which the Gretchen inside were unable to repair in time, landing 4 hits against the great creature, bringing it down to 14 wounds. Squad Panther, under the commander's orders, charged the Gretchen artillery pieces before they could make much nuisance of the approaching tank divisions, and slammed headlong, scoring an unprecedented successful amount of hits.
"Cleanse, purge, kill!"
Managing to kill the artillery piece almost twice over, it exploded at a shower of debris and shrapnel. The Goblin Little Walkers marched forward, prepared to meet the shaken beast head-on under the shadow of the looming Titan. Tick-tock, not wanting to get blasted to pieces, scurries into the ruins, preparing for an ambush. The Battle Brother Walker marches up, prepared to meet its foe head-on in the coming battle.
Even in death, I still serve.
The artillery on the wall lays down suppressive fire against the yellow Goblin tank, failing to hit it and blowing a hole in the desert ground next to it. The great tank rumbles forward, takes aim at the Walker and fires, but its shot falls short and explodes harmlessly behind. The other battle tank rumbles forward over the rubble and the ruins, its tank turret pivoting and letting off a round,
"Cop this, Ubi scum!"
which also misses the Battle Brother tank. The HDF Walker stomps forward across the battlefield, taking up position and unloading a barrage of machine gun shots, felling one of the Gretchen Walkers, which falls down in the dust and explodes in a fiery explosion. The HDF battle tank rumbles forward and continues to lay down suppressive fire against this force, its main tank gun and lasers missing its target.
"Calibrate those gun sights, damn it! We got greenskins to kill!"
General Kill stalks forward and whirls up its machine gun, firing several shots into the air, which was questionable. However, this barrage of shots does inflict some damage against the battle tank. The support squad runs forward, eager to catch up with the rest of its units. And as turn 1 comes to an end, the clash of titans will soon be upon us, with the HDF driving hard and the Orks driving even harder to meet them, under the shadow of the Gargants and the Great Gates. The Sky Slugger soars across the battlefield to reposition, and as it lines up its target computers against the Great Titan, it unloads a barrage of machine gun fire, which does nothing but clank off the Great Void shields that protect it.
Oh, dagga, 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 dagga.
TikTok leaves the ruins and rushes headlong into the Battle Brother Dreadnought, scoring 6 wounds with its great cleaving power claws and buzzsaw. And the Battle Brother Walker strikes back with fists and a stomp attack, dealing 3 wounds.
You haven't bested me yet, Ork.
With the Battle Brother Walker failing its morale test, TikTok swoops in with a deadly power fist strike, cleaving the Battle Brother Walker in twain. The battle tank then repositions, lining up its powerful laser cannons, blasting a gigantic hole in TikTok's metal chest plate, leaving a gaping hole and the Walker on 5 wounds. TikTok promptly fails its morale test and becomes shaken.
I ain't taught the fight yet, I'm just getting started.
The Great Titan pivots its mighty plasma cannons, ready to lay down suppressive fire against the fighter jet and TikTok, with a heavy laser beam striking the fighter jet true, and with a decent number of wounds striking through, the fighter jet plummets from the sky and explodes on the field of battle, its other laser shot missing TikTok. The Gretchen heavy tank rumbles forward and loads a shot at point-blank range, which deals a decisive hit against the battle tank, but failing to shake it.
Hold fast, brothers. The Founder will protect us.
General Kill crashes through the foliage in the center of the battlefield, ready to run headlong into combat at future turns. Seeing this, the HDF Walker positions itself in front of the tank, unloading into General Kill with barrage machine gun fire, only scoring a single wound. The HDF artillery continues to rain down shots, this time blasting headlong into General Kill, reducing this Walker down to 5 wounds, but failing to shake it, and at last maniacally at the Human Defense Force's pitiful attempt. The Goblin tank trundles forward over the battleground, unleashing a shot at this pesky artillery piece, blowing it to pieces in a single shot.
Incoming! Ah!
The Gretchen Little Walkers charge into the shaken tank, with their power claws snapping in the morning air. They tear the tank asunder. Squad Panther rushes into the now unoccupied ruins, preparing to lay down supporting fire in the battle to come, and the missile squad rushes up, taking cover behind the tank. The Battle Galley stomps forward on the battlefield, power fists snapping in the air, and unleashes an absolute barrage of weaponry against HDF Walker, blowing it apart with a series of missiles, plasma cannon shots, and machine gun fire, causing the Walker to explode in a shower of shrapnel and debris.
My systems are overloading! Ah!
The HDF battle tank repositions slightly, unleashing all of its firepower into the Gretchen just in front of it, dousing them in flame, heavy battle cannon fire, as well as a laser shot, which strikes true, blowing apart the squad.
Now that's how you kill an orc.
And as turn 2 comes to an end, and both sides get ready for the mighty clash which is to come in later turns, the battle is yet to be decided. The Destroyer Squad teleport in from orbit and steel themselves for their assault on the Gargant to come. The Goblin tank trundles forward, unleashing a point-blank shot into the HDF tank, forcing it to become shaken, dealing 6 wounds.
It's no good, sir. All of our weapons are overheated. We gotta get out of here.
The other heavy tank pivots slightly and opens fire at the approaching Titan. However, its shot is unable to get through the powerful void shields. The Titan repositions, sighting up both the Goblin tanks, unleashing a barrage of laser and heavy volcano cannon fire, blowing apart the red tank in a showery inferno of shrapnel and debris, and leaving the surviving yellow tank on a single wound. But it passes its morale test and continues to fight in earnest. The destroyer squad charges headlong into the Gargant, powerful ancient weaponry crackling under Halifax's twin suns. In the bloody melee, they manage to punch 5 wounds into Metal Construct. One is crushed to death, the other is picked up and crushed in the hands of the mighty Claw. However, the Gargant fails its morale test, and as explosions and chain reactions surge within it, it explodes in a mighty fireball, showering the entire battlefield with debris. The yellow tank lets off another desperate shot. However, it does not penetrate the void shields.
I am death, I am destruction.
And TikTok rallies. The missile squad advances around the side of the tank, unleashing a deadly payload, blowing apart the mighty big tank in the process. The Battle Brother tank repositions, lining up another shot against TikTok, punching a massive hole in the metal construct. The creature collapses into the ground and explodes in a massive fireball. General Kill, charging a tank with his buzzsaw whirling in the morning sky, slices apart the tank, but fails to shake it in combat.
Hold the line, brothers!
The Battle Brother squad leaves the ruins, determined to put an end to General Kill's reign of terror, showers it in heavy bolter fire, bringing it down to a mere 3 wounds and shaking the beast. And as we enter the final round of the battle, the Ork host is all but decimated. The Backlash of Titans is coming to an end. General Kill can do naught but rally himself, and as the Great Redemption Incarnate pivots down and takes aim with its powerful laser cannons, it obliterates the nuisance machine with a hail of plasma fire, which erupts at a violent explosion. And with the last of the Ork vehicles in the battle destroyed, the Clash of Titans just outside of the spaceport comes to an end. The HDF and their Battle Brother allies had scored a critical victory in the southern sector, pushing the Orks back across 2 different fronts. Join us next week as the massive Ork hordes launched an assault on Ratland Hive in potentially the final battle for the war on Halifax.